Hello everyone and welcome back to Farmer Joe Homesteading. This week we have some super fun, exciting new additions to show you guys, which will probably be the last new additions for quite a while on the farm. We'll see. But it is really wet and rainy, as you can see. We went through a really dry spell. We had no rain for about 2 weeks, and now we have lots of it. So this summer has really drug out with really dry spells and really wet spells. So we haven't had a very good balance of weather, but we are very thankful for this wet weather. Farmer Joe, what do we have over here?
These are baby chickens. Baby chickens with their mama.
How many baby chicks is there, Joe?
4, 5, 6.
I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there 1, 2, 3, 4?
4, 5, 6, 7.
Got 4 with this mama, and this mama just has 1. So we'll leave her alone. Hers is a little bit newer. In total, we have 5 new baby chicks that our broody mamas hatched out. These 2 mamas were co-nesting, so I removed the Marin hen that's in this side. I removed her first with the chicks that hatched the first, and then the other mama sat on the nest for a few extra days and hatched out 1 more baby, and then we moved her last night. So we have all of the broody mamas over here in our chick section where they can snuggle with their babies in peace from the rest of the flock. This little hen is one of my golden Crayleigh girls, and they are not on the list of broodies, but as you can see, she is very dedicated. She managed to hatch out these eggs and get her little baby as her reward, and she is very proud of it. I am very impressed because they are not normally a broody breed, so I am really excited to have a broody golden Crayleigh hen. And she co-nested with the Marin's hen, and Marins are known. This is our 4th Marin hen to go broody this year, so they definitely are much more of a broody breed, but I am very happy with these girls. The little bunnies are growing like stinkweeds. They do use this little cardboard box as a shelter. You can see there's another baby bunny over there. They love bugging mom and eating lots of grass now. They are a month old, and they are starting to get really tame, which is super exciting. One of our most exciting additions to the farm is we got a breeding pair of New Zealand bunnies for the homestead. Now they are young, so we won't be expecting any litters from them until 2023, but we are very excited about this pair. Our girl is so sweet. Oh, she just ran and hid. I might have to go the other way to get a picture of her. She is a blue steel purebred New Zealand bunny, and she is adorable, and I am so excited to see the litters we get from her. She's still quite shy. She needs a bit of work. I might have to swap her with our other cage so that I can spend a bit more time with her. There she is. She is just a beautiful girl. We got her from Spruce Mountain Meadows, and we are absolutely loving her. She is just very beautiful. She has a really sweet, soft, feminine face. So we're really excited to see the litters we get. Now, this is our buck that we got. He is also purebred New Zealand. We got him from a rabbitry in Quesnel, and he is a gold steel tipped, and he is quite the little character. He's actually quite tame already, which is really nice. I love having tame bucks, so we are really excited about him and all he's gonna do for us. We decided to name him Peter Rabbit, and he is quite the little boy. So with that breeding pair, we have some really exciting things coming for 2023. There are not a lot of purebred New Zealand breeders in BC, so I'm really excited to be added to that list of breeders and really excited to see the color combinations we're gonna get from these steels. So really exciting things to come for rabbits. The birds are obviously not having a great time. They're soaking wet. So we're doing grain inside today because that always seems to help lots. All the pullets made it to this side. So we're gonna have to do some coop rearranging again this week now that it's not so hot and stressful. What do you think, Salmon Boy? Our other super fun update and new additions is these very handsome black copper Marin roosters for breeding stock for the 2023 season. These two boys came from Thimbleberry Farms. They have picked each other's tail feathers out before they got here, so I'm hoping they're gonna grow back, and it looks like they already are starting to get a little bit better. So hopefully they get their full tails again. They are very, very good looking boys, and we are super excited for some offspring from them and some added genetic diversity in our flocks. The boys are starting to really mature, even our meat tom. They are getting really rich red, bright red combs, which is a good indicator of those hormones really flowing. They get super rich in color. They're all wet from running around outside, but they are doing really good and looking really well. So, this week's goat update, we finally got this fence fixed and took down the electric fencing system. So they have a high wire now so that it's level with the boards there that comes all the way across where we had the problems in the fencing. So definitely making a big difference. We haven't had any issues with goats getting out with this system. The only thing is we're going to need to tie the bottoms together there. There's a bit of a gap that younger kids will be able to get through, so we'll have to make sure that that gets done by fall. They are enjoying some really nice this year's hay. This is probably the best hay I think I've ever seen. It is really good, high protein alfalfa. So the girls are doing really, really well. Our milk production has gone up significantly. So it's been really nice to be able to have awesome, good quality feed from the farm, and the girls are definitely thriving. These turkeys are hilarious, and they follow us everywhere. They'll come right up to my doorstep. Turkeys are awesome foragers, and they free range really well. The garden has gone crazy. We have tons and tons of stuff. The pumpkins are going nuts. They are growing into our rows. So we have no row down here anymore. I had to get rid of a bunch of the weeds and push them back with the weed whacker so that there was room for the pumpkin vines. The squash have been flowering. So we have lots of big flowers. Look at all the zucchinis in there growing. All of the plants are loaded with tons of buds. The yellow zucchinis are really loaded. Look at them. So, lots to come. Really excited about the pumpkin patch. We harvested some broccoli this week and it is amazing. The lettuce and Swiss chard just in the last day have really taken off. kale has started finally taking off. The spinach is coming along nicely. The peas, especially in the back, are looking good. I am concerned that the dirt was a little bit too hot because we did scoop it directly from the barnyard, and so it can be a bit hot, and I'm worried that that's why we're having issues with our beans and peas, that the dirt was just too hot. We also did this row quite shallow. It's not nearly as deep as some of the other rows, and so I'm worried that that might be why. And I mean, really, for a first-year garden, I am still very impressed with how well it has done. So hopefully next year we'll be able to solve that issue because the dirt would have sat for longer. So I'm hopeful that next year that will be good. But some things like the squash, the lettuces, and all of my cabbage, broccolis, they're really loving it. So it's been a really great garden. The flowers are still doing amazing. Tons of carrots. So really loving this garden, really loving this method, and I'm definitely going to be sharing it with you guys. I promise it will be soon. Our greenhouse is starting to become a bit of a jungle, which is pretty normal. Our greenhouse door is stuck open, and I don't know what happened, so I'm gonna have to figure that out because it's been really cold. But it is reached its beauty and glory of the summer season. We've got beautiful marigolds that have been flowering. These are all things I started in the house. The only things I didn't was the jalapeno, and there are 2 tomatoes that I bought from the store. All the rest of the tomatoes were planted from seed in the house. All the cucumbers were planted from seed in the house, and they are really taking off. Tons of flowers. Like, look at all of the flowers here. So I'm glad I've been leaving the door open. You can see all the flowers here as well. Couple different varieties of cucumber, which I've been able to kind of see as they start producing little cukes. So we got a little cucumber there. So quite a few little cucumbers starting on a lot of the plants. There's some more little cucumbers there. So they're definitely doing really, really well. I was actually coming out here because I figured I might need to water, but it looks like everything is still thriving. So I might hold off on the watering for today because it is quite frigid. But even my herb garden is growing like crazy. Like, look at those basils on there. I've been using lots of basil in the house. The mint is still out of control. I can't believe these marigolds. I've never had marigolds bush out like that for me, and I'm loving it. The peppers, I did some pruning on them because they are really starting to flower well. I don't know why this one all of a sudden fell over, but the rest of them are looking really good. There's still lots of jalapenos on there. And we've got quite a few big tomatoes. We just tied up all of the tomatoes. We just tie them to the rafters of the greenhouse. So we've got all of the tomatoes tied up now and pruned back. I like to leave some green, but get rid of enough that they are not quite so jungly so that I can still see what's going on in here. There's another big tomato right over there. One issue we did have in the greenhouse this week that was dealt with is spider mites. So I had a row of celery right across there. We did that last year too, and I loved it. Farmer Joe loves celery, so it was perfect. I could just pick her some while we're watering, and she'd munch on her celery while we're out here. But it had spider mites so bad, and it was starting to get my tomatoes. So I ended up having to pull out all of the celery, and it seems to have fixed the problem for now. I've looked up some different methods online, just trying like spraying. You can spray rubbing alcohol on the plants and wipe it off, and that's supposed to kill the mites. So we're gonna do what we can to try and eliminate the mite problem as much as we can this year. And that's everything for this week. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel so that you can keep up with our updates. We still have lots of fun, exciting things going on for the rest of this summer season. So make sure you hit that button, and we will see you guys next time.
Are you a big pet, Miss Mama? Are you a big pet? Look at you. You're soaking wet and covered in mud. What you been doing?